don't know what I'm going to say.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you for all your help. It was hard. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Tim. Tim did the ramp and the clearing of the area and the pathway down to the.
Yeah, there was a lot of motivation to be done for me to get this done. It was hard. You'll be surprised at how hard to build a handicap ramp without contractors. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Well, when I first picked this project, I was only 14, and I didn't really completely grasp the gravity of the project. But I was a Life Scout, and every Boy Scout's dreams and ambitions is to become an Eagle Scout. So I accepted the project. I was pretty close as was with merit badges and other rank requirements. So I accepted the project, and then my life project only took me 2 afternoons to complete. So I figured this was only going to take 4. Twice the work, 4 afternoons. But it actually hit me how much work it required, how much I couldn't do by myself, and how much I needed to outreach and to get things from all of you people who have been with the park and have been in my family and my Boy Scout troop, and it just shows how much that you can't do anything by yourself. Especially, you need to be a Boy Scout. You need to be a leader. You need to acquire the materials that other people have to offer, and then you can combine them and you can create something fantastic like this.
I don't know, on the ride down here, I kind of made a list of all the people I thought I would thank for helping me with my project, but Andy said almost all of them. The only people I think he missed were Mrs. O'Brien, who was our advancement person for our troop. She kind of helped. She donated some money towards flowers for the garden, and she's always kind of been there to help us in our troop, all of us boys. And he forgot to thank himself, which he helped out a lot on this project too, putting in time and labor and letting us use his tools, and he taught me pretty much everything I know about carpentry. So that sign would look a lot worse if it wasn't for him.
We were working down here, just putting the drain in a couple weeks ago, and a group came through, and the guy was wandering around up top, wandering around the garden. He had his little computer with him, and he said, "I'm trying to find something." We've been digging all day. I said, "What are you looking for?" He says, "There's a geocache down here somewhere." And we found it up inside the sign. I don't know if everyone knows what a geocache is. It's like a high-tech find and seek with a GPS unit, and you look on the computer and find the coordinates and punch it into your GPS unit, and it'll take it to where it is. And there's one up there inside the roof of the bunker. So, people have been hearing about the project. Outside is just, who's here today. I think boys deserve another round of applause.
So Jim, do you want to describe your job during the 50s when you brought the missiles in, what it was like?
Well, I've worked here in this place here from 1950 to 58, and our job was in transportation. And we transported many of these bungalows all throughout the whole depot here, which Cohasset Annex is 7 square miles, and the one in Hingham is 4 square miles. We used to pick up the ammunition from here, transport it over to the main side, go on a barge, and we'll go out the Nantasket roads and go on an aircraft carrier, someplace, whatever needed ammunition. Then we take stuff from here, ammunition from here, go to Quonset Point, Rhode Island, Brunswick, Maine. I made a couple of trips to Virginia, and so forth. Newport, Rhode Island was a daily move down there, supplying them with ammunition. But then, not only that, we used to drive the buses, pick up the school kids, deliver oil, plow, and drive the ambulance, and it's just an all-time job, and lasted for about 8 years. Yeah, and that's about it. Any questions?
How many people work here during that time?
About 3,000, I thought somebody said. Yeah.
So Donald, do you want to say anything? You were his boss.
Yeah.
You're in charge of transportation.
Yeah, but Jimmy said everything.
You know, like Don, tell him.
I will share one personal thing with you. In early 1951, I was off the coast of Korea on an aircraft carrier, and we received a new load of munitions from the supply ship. It's tricky. It takes a little bit more than driving a truckload of torpedoes to take New Jersey. But taking live ammo aboard by Highline that's a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. Anyway, as the boxes were being opened, they shipped us our HVAR high explosive rockets in boxes about 6 feet long. And somebody opened one up and I looked at it, and tag inside, USNAD Hingham. It was nice to get a message from home. We turned around and delivered to the bad guys.
Not only that, when we used to go to New London, Connecticut, we used to arrive at the gate, then you have to have an escort all the way up about 3 miles in New London, and the speed limit was 5 miles an hour. That's the way they brought us in there. They didn't want no problem.
I'd like to add one comment for the transportation department. I lived on the base with my brothers and sisters. There was 9 of us, and transportation used to bring us from Quarters L to the main gate. I think it was Bob Studley, if I remember correctly. But we'd always be late, and he'd come in and help put our shoes on. I just want to say thank you to you guys for all you did.
Was the stable still functional when you were there?
Yeah, yeah.
When I was a kid, we lived at Quarters J for a couple of years with my grandparents. And in the morning, in the summertime, when the horse patrol came by, he'd tugging my pony along with him. I'd go ride the fence. Quite a thrill for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
George Bartlett, do you want to say something about your job?
Well, I worked here since I started in 1952, and I went into ordnance, and I was an ammunition worker, and I also was a guard. And I worked here, and I enjoyed working here. I worked at Mine Anchor, depth charge test, and I worked in down the transfer depot, loading freight cars with bombs and different ammunition. And I got used to all the different places to go, and finally when I got on the guard, I did a lot of patrolling, and I enjoyed working here very much. I think that's about all I can do.
How about you, Fran Krause? Any words?
I worked here from 52 to 56. In mostly the gangs outside. And I worked the dock gang for 18 months or so. All outside. I used to see George here quite a bit. My father worked here for 30-something years. I forget exactly what the dates are from when to when, but I know he worked here over 30 years.
What you've
About
done.
it?
Describe your job.
I worked here till they closed late.
Okay. I've worked